Make eye contact.
It feels more natural to talk directly
you're
to the
live.
camera.
Stop talking. Hey, everybody. This is an impromptu webinar / stream that Jason and I are going to run. We realize Black Friday is creeping up. It's creeping up on us as a business. We don't want it to creep up on you as a business. So in an effort to help everyone get started, we thought we would run an event tonight, start talking about Black Friday sales, both for e-commerce businesses that are a membership subscription model, and then also for e-commerce businesses that are more product-based, and share some insights we have about running Black Friday sales. We've run Black Friday sales for what, 4?
At least 3 years. I think 3 years.
3 years? Feels like longer. We've run other sales in between that are, you could classify them as a flash sale on our membership product. So we have some experience running these sales and some things that we've learned over time.
And I also think the big opportunity now is to run an end of summer sale just to go through the motions. So there's a little less pressure, possibly fewer eyeballs on you. You could, try it out for the first time, see how it feels, and then, be better prepared when Black Friday comes around. You won't be doing this for the first time. So that's kind of
definitely
what we're going to do.
Yeah. It's not just the idea of the sale. There's a lot of moving parts to marketing it, to running it, and things that happen before and also after the sale ends, people reaching out that they've missed your sale, all kinds of chaos that can happen. So you're going to be much better prepared come the end of November to run your sale if you try one now. So we kind of titled this to start thinking about your Black Friday sale now. So we're just going to kick it off with the topic we're most familiar with, running sales on membership sites, subscription sites, what we know about this topic. And I'll jump to the next slide, and then Jason, maybe you take it from that screen.
Okay, sure. All right, so we're going to talk about how to run a flash sale on a membership site. Oftentimes, membership sites will have only one membership level or many levels, different ways of paying for the same thing. So when you run your sale, you can choose to focus on a specific one of your specific levels, or you can put all of your levels on sale. And we really find probably the latter is better. Like we find we have a higher priced level, which I call it a decoy price. Oh, I'm giving away the secret. The the unlimited membership plan on our site is, it's a kind of psychological trick to show a higher priced item to make your regular priced item look better or seem like a better fit. And we're not trying, I say trick, we're not trying to trick people. We deliver some value on that unlimited level, but in reality, we want people to buy the plus. That's like our primary focus. So that's something to think about. If you have, one or more levels, do you want to run your whole thing on sale? And I think one thing that's just maybe not bullet pointed here is what I find one of the main ways I think about Black Friday sales in particular. I used to not want to run them. There definitely is an argument against running a Black Friday sale. We all know, like, if you've ever been shopping for jewelry, it's always 50% off, right? Like every jewelry store, ooh, $1,000 necklace, it's really 50% off right now only. Like, no, it's always 50% off. And if you do that, there's products that do this online and we all kind of know about them. It feels like a real trick. It feels kind of scammy. And you're like, it also makes people hesitant to buy. They're like, I know there's always sales on this, so like I should look for a sale or wait for a sale. And anytime you give someone a reason to kind of click away from your checkout page to go see if there's a coupon, something like that, you run the risk of losing that customer. So running a sale kind of trains people who are watching your product, and if you have really good content marketing, like a membership site or a SaaS would have, people are going to be familiar with your product for a long time. I forget what it is. It's like the 7th touch point, like the 7th time they come to your site is when they buy. So if they see that you're on sale all the time, they kind of will get suspicious. So we didn't want to run sales, but what we found was that and it also, the other big reason for not running a sale is it lowers the value, the perceived value. Like if your product is really worth $297, you would sell it for $297. Why are you selling it for $197? So why do we change our mind? We wanted to take advantage of the opportunity. We heard success stories, people who would do as much money on Black Friday weekend, 4 days, as they do the whole month of November. And Black Friday as a phenomenon started out because sales were typically, slower into in some industry, sales are slower into December, like most membership and SaaS, I think, unless you kind of have a seasonal product. December is a slow time. So, hey, let's, run a sale around then, try to make money. And I think Black Friday is the one opportunity you have to run a sale when everyone's expecting it, and you don't take a hit to your brand or your value during Black Friday week. Yeah. So if you don't run too many sales, like you can run them every once in a while. And the big thing that they do is there's kind of a backlog of people who are interested in your product but not willing to pay full price, or just like to buy when there's a sale. Like, people are wired to be like, ooh, there's a sale, I should buy it. So these people are like, you almost sold them. You were 90% of the way there and you missed them. And every 3 to 6 months, there'll be a backlog of these people. And when they see a sale, they're in your email queue, they're going to be triggered to buy. And so it's really like kind of sweeping, those sales that you've lost over the past few months just because it was on the cusp of pricing. When you run a sale, it's like, hey, here's your opportunity. People who are kind of energized by that. So some other things to think about that are back to the bullet points on this slide. Do you want to lock in your discount for the life of membership? We choose to do it that way. So what I'm saying there is, if you're priced at $300 and the sale price is $200, is that just for this year, or do you keep the sale price next year? We choose to keep the sale price. A lot of people don't. And
I've seen that more with subscription software products, that it's the first term only. So they might lock you into a renewing membership, but the sale price that you're paying after Black Friday or any other sale event is just for the first term. And it's not a bad thing to do as long as you're communicating that clearly. You might see more drop off from that, and you might see better turnout for your sale if people know that they're able to lock in that reduced rate. So it's your choice which option you present. But we do choose to lock it in for the life of the membership in most cases. I don't think we've ever considered a single term, but it's an interesting approach, and it just really depends on if you can sustain that sale price year over year, or if you're concerned that you can't. You definitely see products that are subscription based that offered something that was lifetime of the term and then reneged. So it creates dissatisfaction. It creates, anger toward that product. So anything you can do to avoid that and be upfront, do your best.
I mean, the way I feel too is if you run a Black Friday sale, and you catch a customer who bought at a discount, exactly 1 year from that date, you're going to be running another sale around the time they're renewing. And, they're going to see the sale. So like, it's going to be time to renew. They might be on your site and they're going to see that you're running a sale again. And I think people ask that, and it's good to have like the good answer for the customer, which is like, oh no, it's forever. Now that said, like Kim said, it depends on your pricing. And if you have enough margin built in that even the sale price is, you're still making a profit on the product, then you can of course afford to make it a lifetime, keep that price for a lifetime. There are some like business models where you basically break even or lose money in the first year. And then when a certain percentage of your members renew, that's when you start making money. And so obviously if you have that kind of model, you might not be able to price it, as aggressively full term.
I would think that would be any model where there's like an upfront coaching or an upfront onboarding to your membership, that it's very like high touch to start. And then over time, maybe those members that you did a lot of hands-on training with become the trainees, or become the trainers at that point. So I think with our product especially, there's a lot of upfront need when our membership is purchased, and then it does relax over the following years of the membership. So to sustain a discounted price, you might be a little less profitable with that member in those first terms, but then over time it kind of catches up.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is if you feel like you don't have enough margin in your pricing to do an aggressive discount, and really for Black Friday, you want something in the 40 to 50% range at least. Like I think they compete with like the attention people are getting and to feel right. Like you'd like to be able to give that aggressive of a discount. If you can, it's very likely that your price is too low, and you should instead potentially back up and figure out how you can raise your prices. And if you can, raising prices, that's another topic for another day, is a really good opportunity to run like a sale of sorts. You say, hey, after this, we're going to raise our prices. So you don't discount, if you're priced at $200 and you're going to raise to $300, you don't even have to discount it. You say like, it's $200 now, but starting next week, we're going to raise prices to $300. And you get this kind of other type of sale that's really motivational for customers. So if you feel like I say something like discount 50% and give them that discount for life, and it makes you feel like, ooh, I don't even think I could afford that. That's probably an indication that you're charging too little. And in particular, it's different for every kind of business, but a membership product or a SaaS product typically has a bit more slack to raise pricing. And you should at least experiment and try and see if you could potentially be charging more. You're leaving money on the table.
The next type of membership sale we see is kind of a one-time special, like a level that's not usually offered, that on Black Friday you present to the members. It's like, we're never going to offer this level again. It's a one-time only lifetime membership, one flat fee. You might see this with, Product Hunt or other kinds of businesses that put your product on sale. You see these like deep discounts for types of offerings that you're never going to see again. So that's an opportunity at Black Friday also to do something like that, because you won't be held accountable to do it always ongoing. It's that special time of year where you get a pass.
Yeah. So for instance, like if you don't have a pay once for lifetime access type deal, you might offer it on Black Friday, which will limit the number of people who sign up for that. I think a problem with those lifetime deals is if you end up with a large percentage of your customer base not paying you recurring, and you end up supporting people who aren't paying you anymore. So, limiting it to even a certain batch, like, hey, we're going to sell 100 of these, could be like an injection of cash at a time when you need it, but with like limited downside in terms of like this being available forever. One thing I would warn about like doing those special one-time only levels is you may not have to offer the price again, but you'll have to support the mode that you sell. So one thing we've toyed with is we don't have for Paid Memberships Pro, we don't have like a updates only. Sometimes people ask for that. They're like, oh, can I purchase a license that just gives me automatic updates? I don't think I need support, which is a bad idea, I think, for other reasons. But if we toy with the idea of like, yeah, let's make an updates only level, we have to build the technology to support that, to like a separate membership level that only has the access that it has, but that's even a little bit more technical. Or if you usually sell things a la carte and you want to like sell a bundle, like what you have to, sometimes the technology to support a bundle isn't, just point and click. You got to do some work, or vice versa. We only sell a bundle and like, hey, let's try selling things individually. Like you got to build technology to support that. So I think in general, a lot of these sales are best if they're opportunistic. Like when we run the spring sale, we've now for 2 years running used the same exact copy, and we just basically flip a switch and then make twice as much money for a week and then flip it off. And we're like, that was really fun, and like there's no work involved, copy wise. We did some stuff up front, but there's no technology involved. So if you're getting creative about that one time, hey, let's try to sell this, like make sure that you're not going to get lost, building the
not only building the technology, but also maybe, supplying the service. Let's say you have a one-time offer for a lifetime and it includes like, an in-person meetup, and then times change and you're not able to offer that to that community. Like you're on the hook for something that you never did before, you're not familiar with. And now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because you can't provide that value for whatever reason, times have changed and you can't do that. So it is dangerous, and just get very clear on what you're going to give if you go that far, and get very creative with the level.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's jump. We're going to talk next about e-commerce product sales, running Black Friday sales if you're running maybe Woocommerce or another e-commerce site that's not a membership based, and what are some models of Black Friday sale that you see in this type of domain?
Yeah, so one thing, we were very surprised when we started building our site-wide sales product to support WooCommerce in addition to Paid Memberships Pro, and that there's a lot of overlap in how that works. There's a banner, a landing page, a discount code. That's very straightforward. And we're like, this is, just the same exact thing. But then in reality, the products, membership products, are different from products in a typical e-commerce store with a large number of SKUs, potentially. Shipping is involved. Options on products are often involved. And so running a site-wide sale in that environment is a different thing. And so we've been thinking about, as we said earlier, kind of on a membership site, it works really well if you put all your membership levels on sale, and it's just kind of one big sale, everything. And you get that backlog of people who've been in your system and want to pay. With an e-commerce store, you may or may not want to do that. Put everything on your site on sale. A lot of times on the same shop, you will sell things at different margins. So I was talking about if your margin is pretty slim and you feel like you can't take a 50% discount, you should probably raise your prices on your SaaS product. When you're selling physical goods, you may not be able to do that as readily because you may not be able to do that evenly across product group. Like if you sell men's clothing and women's clothing on the same shop, maybe there's more price sensitivity in the men's clothing than the women's clothing, and you could potentially, have higher margins on one product and not another. Or you sell makeup and clothing on the same site, and they're kind of, priced differently. They have different markups and things like that. So yeah, that's something you can think about. And one option is the second bullet is to focus on a category of products only. So try to have your store built out in a way where your categories do map to different classes of product with different margins, so that you can, and you can do this with a discount code in WooCommerce. You can say, hey, this discount code only applies to this category of products. And then that category is on sale, but the rest isn't.
There's something very frustrating about shopping on Black Friday in a physical store, but probably online also, where a discount is presented, but it's very hard to locate which products it actually applies for, or attempting to use a code that you were provided via email, and you find that only one of the 10 items you put in your cart is applicable for that discount. So it can be frustrating for the users of your site if it's not very super clear what code applies for what. Something weird I've seen recently on Amazon is that sellers are putting discount codes on multiple product purchases within their kind of store. So I just bought hiking poles for our kids for a hiking trip we're coming up on. And you don't really realize it, but there's this drop-down box, special offers for this item. And I expanded it, and it was buy 2 or more trekking poles from this company. Use this code at checkout, and you'll save 5%. Buy 3 or more from this category. So I found it really difficult to locate that coupon. I don't think they were trying to be very upfront about the discount. Maybe they were marketing it in other ways. But it's just that case where it can be more challenging in a physical product store to both on your end and for the consumer to identify what's on sale. How do I apply these discounts and not feel grumpy when the code doesn't necessarily work at checkout?
Yeah, and I feel that's those are the doorbuster category items. This one thing is on sale, it gets you in the door, and then you have to find it. And that's also why I think a tool like site-wide sales helps in this regard, because the traditional method of just creating a discount code and advertising it on your site, like you said, doesn't make it clear which products that code applies to. It's kind of hunt and pack, or you have to kind of explore a little bit. Whereas one of the features of the site-wide sales tool is it creates a banner that shows up on every page. and it creates a landing page that you can control what content goes on the landing page. And so the idea is that people come to your site, they're like, ooh, there's a sale, there's a big juicy banner that they have to click for more info. And so you have both the real estate of the banner itself and the landing page to focus on which products are actually on sale. And so people don't have to hunt and pick through like a large catalog if you have a large catalog for things on sale. And there are extensions for WooCommerce to do that kind of pricing where you say your cart has to add up to at least $100 and then you get a discount. Or if you buy multiple things from the same category, you get a discount. I forget the name of that one, but I think there's a couple official WooCommerce extensions that do that. And they work through, the side-by-sales landing page is just a landing page. If you activate that rule and run the landing page at the same time, that works together. It's running on your site.
The last bullet point here is for a single product on sale, which I think if you're a smaller e-commerce environment, or if you're like a handmade good, let's say, or a very custom good, that can be a cool lead for your Black Friday. Like, our most popular personalized set of Yeti mugs, here's mine. There's my logo here. Yeah, with your logo and name on it. So just providing a coupon code for a single product, even if it has variable options and things like that, it can be, attractive, and it's super clear to the customer. And you would pick something that is popular on your site, that your margin on, how well you can discount it and deliver it and still be profitable, not be losing money on like a single product advertised sale.
And I think that's why running something like a summer sale before your Black Friday sale could be useful for items that have limited inventory. If you don't know how successful your first Black Friday experience is going to be and you have to load up on stock ahead of time, you may buy too much and it doesn't go really well. Or you buy too little and you're like, I sold out. I could have sold even more. So running a summer sale where you get some feedback on like, ooh, this product's sold particularly well at this discount during the sale. Next time we run a sale, let's make sure we have more of that inventory. And there's another phenomenon similar on membership sites where I said you really want a discount of at least 40% or so, or people kind of feel like it's a weak offering for Black Friday. It's not necessarily the discount amount, but definitely, a lot of times when you run sales, you're just getting rid of excess inventory, stuff that didn't sell well. And I think that's what you're talking to, like have like a really good product everyone wants. Because if you're just like, oh, I have a lot of inventory, this stuff no one really likes, let me cut it in half and try to get rid of it. And you advertise like we're having a Black Friday sale and people show up at your site and you're like, oh, it's just the crummy stuff I don't really want. Yeah. That could be a negative experience for your customers. And so you do want to make sure there's something really juicy that they want that you can deliver. Because I think your primary audience for this kind of Black Friday sale, contrasted again with a membership product. Usually with a membership product, you might have a lot of free users who are kind of in your sales funnel, email list, for the content you're providing. And sometimes that's the case on a product side as well. You could be doing content marketing for your product for sure. But you also have repeat customers more often on a traditional e-commerce store. So a lot of your marketing is going to existing customers who bought in the past and you're encouraging them to buy again. And so you really don't want to, have weak sauce sale that's going to upset them because they're your customers. They were potentially going to be around.
Jason, how far in advance would you say kind of for the e-commerce world, and we're probably going to learn more about this the more that we get involved and understand this customer base, but that people are planning ahead of what they're going to purchase or would like information about a sale. Do you think more e-commerce sites are announcing their sales well in advance, like mid-October or November? Or are they going right up and like, you're going to get the email at midnight on November 27th and hopefully you're happy with this promotion?
Yeah, it has changed. Like Cyber Monday a few years ago, it was like, it is Monday, and if you live in Australia, like you better hope your Monday is the same Monday as my Monday. It might not even be, what I mean? Like it's already Tuesday for you. Like too bad you missed it. So that it was exactly one day, and then it was a weekend, and then it was maybe a week, and it felt like Black Friday season last year was from like October 15th until December 15th. And so, and people are kind of like trying to one up. It's like, because there's so much marketing happening that week of Black Friday, people have thought, oh, if we send, if we do our marketing a week before, there'll be less traffic, less competition between other products. And that's a kind of arms race that maybe you don't want to get into. It's interesting for us, like, and maybe other people are doing the same thing. If you run a couple Black Fridays sales in November for a membership product, you're going to see sales spike and then spike again. And now all of a sudden your November is 2 to 3 times revenue of every other month. And it's kind of and if it's a support related product, it's kind of an awkward thing to produce where it's like, and this is true for any, if it's a traditional e-commerce store where you have to ship stuff, it's weird to ship like 100 units a month and then ship 500 units in November. And you're like, I have to hire temporary work. So what you can do is try to spread your sale into December and move some of the sales there. Try to do it a whole month early, so you have more sales in October. So those are kind of strategies maybe for like your second year Black Friday sale. I'd worry not so much about that competition. Like there's this thought, like, why send an email over Black Friday weekend? There's a bunch of other emails they're competing on, but I don't think your target audience is someone who's just browsing through their inbox and looking for random sales. Like your target audience, like I said before, is someone was on the verge of buying before. Like they're looking out for you. They really are, they're like, I really wanted to buy this scarf at the scarf store, but I thought it was a little expensive. I hope they run a Black Friday sale. Or like, oh, that's interesting. They're running a Black Friday sale. I almost bought that. Let me go back and get it. And so they're going to find your deal if they were looking for you. And then I wouldn't be worried about if you send an email that it's going to be drowned out by Black Friday emails. And I also wouldn't be worried about sending too many emails or too many tweets or too many social media prompts. I definitely, maybe we'll get to this on the next couple of slides, is like how to do it. Like send an email every single day you have the sale, send an email twice on the day that it ends. And it feels excessive, but in reality, there's a bunch of email coming in and like, they're going to, you don't want to miss them.
We're definitely talking about like kind of boutique level business. We're not talking about businesses that sell LG televisions and are trying to compete with, Target and Best Buy over Black Friday. These people have a following, like you've said. They are interested in your products. Maybe it's like a special line of children's shoes or a special, yarn, handmade cashmere yarn imported, and that's all you sell. So you have these kind of captive eyeballs. And if they're feeling abused by your number of emails and abused by your number of promotions, like they're probably not that interested in your company, and they might just be like hanging on, And the same with a membership, like if they've been waiting to buy, but maybe price was sensitive to them, or for whatever reason, they're holding on to wait for something more appealing with your product. Like, they're not going to be inundated by content you're sending them. They're either going to sign up or they're going to unsubscribe. And once they've signed up, you're going to stop marketing to them, because that's another, I guess we didn't talk about that, but for a membership product, at least if you've converted them by getting their sale, they'll hopefully not be receiving sale marketing material anymore.
Right.
I don't know that that's as possible with an e-commerce environment, unless you're doing that like single product type of promotion for Black Friday.
Yeah, and definitely site-wide sales. Our plugin has a feature where you can say, if someone's logged in as an existing member, don't show them the sale banner. Can we support Arabic? I think WordPress, Woocommerce, and Paid Memberships Pro have Arabic language, so it should work.
The chat coming in. All right, I'm going to move us on to the meat of this conversation, which was kind of what prompted Jason to want to get talking, and it's something that we're thinking about, is can you test your Black Friday sale right now? Should I jump to the next one? Yeah.
Go ahead. I get yeah, you can. So I led off with this. It's like now's a great opportunity to test your Black Friday sale. Run something called a summer sale, or even if you've had a Black Friday sale in the past, I use these kind of other sales throughout the year to experiment on pricing, experiment on copy, in the marketing. I I said how our spring sale, we used the same exact copy as we did the year before. That was a kind of experiment. Like I think maybe not for the spring sale, but for like a summer sale a couple of times ago, we really labored over the email, and we're like, here's our new method. And like each email is like a work of art, and it's, timely, and it's, so targeted, and it seemed to work really well. And then spring sale came around, and I was like, if we just run the same exact email we did last year and we don't get too fancy about it, like, let's see how it works. And it worked better than the summer one. And it might've been the timing. I mean, that's why you run a lot of experiments. You'll kind of learn over time. But it was like, it seems like the copy is not that important for these sales. And we also tried, sales that were like 25% off, not 50% off, sales that were longer or shorter. And every time you run a sale, you get a little bit of feedback. So that's why I said, like, it's good, like, run a sale now. You'll learn tons about even just setting it up and running it, what you had to do. Like, you'll be like, wow, I'm glad it took a lot longer than I thought to kind of put that together potentially, unless you're using a plugin like Site-Wide Sales that does it all for you. So it's like, we keep pushing our product. It's good. But
I think that everyone's like, what are you talking about? We didn't even introduce it, but maybe that's a tactic.
No, they'll find it. Yeah, it's not the main point, but it's there. And yeah, you'll also, like I said, learn like what kind of inventory you need, works, and things like that. And kind of the kind of feedback you get from the sale.
Definitely, if you've never run a sale before, there's some volume of, why are you emailing me that you're going to get? And it might be a level of, friction that you haven't experienced before as a business.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that we learned. That was interesting. We were like, hey, like, just ignore it, man. I get tons of email and I just ignore it, but it's not that easy for some people. So you'll understand that. You'll get a better idea of how many people are going to ask for a refund or do a product return after your sale. We get any number of those. And then people who would ask for a sale outside of the sale window or a sale on a product you might not have been discounting. So you'll just be more familiar with how to deal with all the customer service that surrounds the promotion if you try it now, when you're not placing as many hopes and dreams on the success of your sale, at that time. And we're far enough away from Black Friday. And if you're a product, shop, the products people need today might differ very much from the products that they're seeking in the end of November. So I think that it's a safe thing. You're not going to necessarily like cannibalize your later sale by starting something now. It's just going to be like exercise in education.
Yeah. Because those are great points. I definitely suggest, like I said, sending an email every single day. Some people might not agree with that, but I think it's what works. And like you said, if the customer who's going to get upset and say you're emailing too often, I quit, in very rare exceptions, is like not your target audience. I mean, maybe if you're selling a product that helps like declutter someone's email, then like you have to like have a different tact. But I think if you're selling anything else, it's kind of give them as much opportunity as possible. It's weird. It may not come natural, like because you're dealing with it all the time. But in reality, they didn't see all 7 emails. They only saw one of them. And if you miss them, that's kind of sad. And like the 2 emails on the final day, you're like, hey, tomorrow's going to be the next day. Hey, it's today. Today's the last day. Hey, 4 hours is left. People are checking in at different times and different levels. There's that person who checks in the morning. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that thing. And then they get distracted. They get another email in the evening. They're like, oh, okay, now I really have to buy it. This is my last chance. And you'll see like the graph of sales typically on a Black Friday looks like a U, where like the first day has a bump, and then it kind of, levels off, and there's usually better sales than typical. That's why you run a sale. And then the last day, there's like a bump. It's like the best day is the last day. Some other things we do to time our sale. We promote the sale, say like Friday through Monday, for example, but the discount code, we make it work Thursday through Tuesday. And we do this for a couple reasons. Like one is it kind of erases that problem I joked about of like Australians being a different day of the week than it is. Most of the software like Woocommerce and them are going to honor the local time of the store and the site. And so if someone's in the future or the past time zone wise, like they might like, hey, the discount code doesn't work. You said through Friday. It's still Friday. Why can't I check out? And you're like, oh my gosh, it's Friday still back in California. So if you add an extra day to the end and the front, that kind of avoids that issue. It still works. And you're not going to get people who are like, it was Friday and I checked out. And then besides that, especially at the end, actually on both days, at the end of your sale, there might be someone who's like, oh, I meant to buy it. And then they try to link. And if it works, they feel like they're cheating you. They're like, yes, this is great. But of course, like you should be still making profit on stuff you sell on Black Friday. So you're not really getting cheated. You're getting extra sales that trickle in after the fact. Where that would have been an email. Like if you lock your sale off on Monday, on Tuesday, you're going to get a bunch of emails like, can I still have the sale price? I wish I did. And if you just make the discount code still work, at least half of those, people who have a previous link from an email, it's still going to work and they don't have to reach out to you. And the same, sometimes you load up your emails before the sale starts. You're like, hey, the sale's going to start tomorrow, this week. We're doing something tomorrow. And like a trick we do is we don't say there's a sale, but the link links to the landing page. And we do this sometimes. It still works. So if they're like proactive, they get the email on Thursday, the sale started on Friday, and they're like, I want to learn more. They get to the site and the sale's kind of running. Like why do you care if the sale comes in Thursday or Friday? So that's a little bit of trick we like to do. It's like say the sale goes Friday through Monday, but really run it Tuesday or Thursday through Tuesday, something like that.
We're not competing with other stores and other things your customer wants to buy over this holiday of sales. They probably, even through COVID, might be going to a physical store, waiting in line, however that's going to work, to go shopping and buy things. So, their online shopping is going to come later. So you might still start your sale for Black Friday, but for an online kind of product or an online membership, it might come later in the week, and you might do better by catching them after their like initial hubbub of the things on their initial list. And then they kind of were like, oh, well, I waited in line to get that TV. I didn't get it. I have $800 extra dollars,
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check that thing out that, I can go buy that extra thing from that product site that I was considering, and all my other things that I was passionate about, I can't be now.
Yeah. People may be waiting to see what all the other deals are, and then they make a decision towards the end. So if you hold out a little bit longer, you can still be in the running.
I think with membership sites, maybe more traditionally membership sites than ours, which is kind of a support and a product membership. They're really not like considering yours over another all the time. In our case, there might be people who are considering our product against other products, and I don't know that sale's the decision maker to them, but I think if you're running a sale on like another type of subscription product, you're probably not. They're not being distracted by buying other products that are similar to yours. You're probably unique, and they're probably buying just because either of impulse or they were waiting for that discount so they could finally get in, That's kind of the scoop on timing. So if you're going to make it foolproof, if you're going to do one now, would you run a similarly length sale, Jason, to kind of get that full picture of, can I sustain 7 days of this content? Yeah. Can I sustain 7 days of emailing people, communicating?
I think, so if, like I said, I like to experiment with the sales, but if you've never run a sale like this and you really want to just prepare for Black Friday, you should try to keep everything as similar as possible as you're going to run on Black Friday. So if you're going to do like a Monday through Monday or a Friday through Monday type sale, that's what you should try to do now. You should try to put the price the same, and obviously like the language will have to be a little different. But as much as you can keep the same, we'll give you more information about how it goes down.
Nice. So ways you can market your sale. We do talk a little bit so far about our site-wide sales plugin, which is a plugin we're releasing. It's going to work for Paid Nurses Pro, but it's also going to work for sites running Woocommerce at our product-based site. So there's kind of lots of places you're going to have to market your sale, both on your site and on your social media, directly via email and any other channels that you use, maybe YouTube, any type of things like that. So do you want to comment at all, Jason, about kind of the marketing of the sale?
I mean, email is key, and emailing your existing customers for an e-commerce site where they could become repeat customers. I outside of that, I think like the normal marketing that you're already doing, just, also, and do the same thing you're doing there into your Black Friday. Like we do content marketing, so we built content around Black Friday to grab people's attention.
What'll be different about running your sale in an off sale season is that it's not expected. So, people might just happen upon your site and then they see that there's a banner, they see that there's a promotion happening. It'll be interesting. It won't be exactly the same, but the process of setting up all that marketing will be the same process that you'll have to follow in advance of Black Friday and running your sale. So, it won't be exactly the same volume of sales necessarily. And the same level of busyness surrounding it, but the tools you need to market the sale are going to be exactly the same. You'll actually probably be in a little bit better of a place because it'll be a little quieter in all those social media accounts and inboxes.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess one thing I could say is while you're running the sale now as an experiment, try to get information on which sources are working. So site-wide sales tries to do a little bit of tracking how many people view the banner and click on the banner. But when you send your emails, you should send them directly to the landing page. So you'll see how many people come into the landing page that didn't click on the banner. And if you put tracking into your URLs that you share in different, so the link that you share on Twitter, the link you share in every email, you put a different parameter to track in your analytics plugin or Google Analytics or whatever you're using. You can see which email performed the best, things like that. So any link that you link into the landing page, add those tracking parameters in so that you can see what's performing the best. And then when Black Friday comes around, you can double down on what's working.
Yep. So the act of running the sale itself, whether you're in a membership subscription type plugin like ours or a Woocommerce site, you're going to need to create a discount code. They both have systems for doing that. We talked earlier about types of sales you can run. So you'll have to decide when you're running your sale, are you going to run this one almost the exact same as you'll run your Black Friday? And what type of discount are you going to offer? And on what product lines are you going to offer it? So the technology of the site-wide sales plugin, I'm going to keep calling it that.
Yeah.
It kind of is designed to let you link a discount code to a landing page, and then it handles all of the timing of when the sale begins and when the sale terminates. So one piece of running the sale is going to be like getting that banner on your site. And if you do it, yourself without a tool that's going to turn it on and off at the right times, then you might be the one staying up till midnight. Yeah. You might be the one staying up till 1 a.m. to kind of activate and deactivate.
Yeah, I think there's a couple ways you could run the sale on WooCommerce. You could just lower the price, go through all your price. If you don't have many products, just go through and set a sale price by hand. And that's really difficult. Potentially, you could create a discount code and just put a banner on your page saying this is the discount code you should use. And again, like Kim said, you have to turn that on and off, like when you want it to turn on if you can't schedule the discount code. And then some of the other stuff that site-wide sales helps technology-wise is you can set it to automatically apply for all visitors. So it's like everyone who comes just gets the sale automatically, which could be good if that's what you're going for. You want to make sure everyone gets the sale. But you can also set it so only people who visit the landing page have it automatically applied. So if you already, like your site's successful and it's running already, some people read a blog post talking about your products and they link right to the product page. And we find when we run the Black Friday sale for Paid Memberships Pro, there's still multiple people every day who pay full price because they just come in through some source, go right to the checkout page, don't even see the sale, and they pay full price. And that's money that you make. Like that person was willing to pay $300 and they paid $300 and that's what you made. And if they email us later, like, hey, I noticed the sale, can I get a discount? We say, sure, here's a refund, partial refund. But in general, like if you use site-wide sales, your existing traffic doesn't have to see a banner about a discount code. They might miss it and go to checkout, and then you don't lose that money. But anyone who does view the landing page, it can automatically store in a cookie like, oh, this person saw the sale, just apply the discount. Don't force them to remember the discount code or put it in. Because, I mean, it's a little bit of give and take. Like if you automatically apply the discount code, you definitely lose the discount price that you're discounting. but you also streamline checkout. So like I
Mhm.
said, when someone's on checkout and they're like, I thought there was a sale, but I don't remember the code, and they have to tab back or open another window or try to figure out the code, like they leave your checkout page, even if you think they have the intention of coming back, like there's a small chance they don't. And so, the site-wide sales plugin has those options to either automatically apply it or not, or only for people visiting the landing page. And depending on like the nature of like the traffic to your website, either of those might be the right choice.
Yeah, I can't imagine how in a multiple product checkout, how complicated it would be for you after the fact to figure out what the appropriate discount would have been, and then to provide that partial discount, and then to update the order to reflect all the missed discounts and keep your data good. So, I know there's reasons to argue not to automatically apply the discount, but I think for anyone who's viewed the sale and viewed the landing page of the sale, it's probably a good choice to automatically apply the discount. They might leave and come back tomorrow and make the purchase, and you've remembered their cart, but they've forgotten that code just for that moment.
Mhm.
So what you said is right. They're gonna, go back, go look for it, and potentially just get caught up because life's complicated, and they'll just miss it. Cool. Ending the sale. I just have this point here. Definitely like taking down all those banners, taking down all the promotional things that you've put anywhere on your social networks and like pinned, to your Facebook profile, pinned to your Twitter, places like that. There's kind of a cleanup process that you're going to discover after you've tried this once, and you're better off trying it outside of that hectic period of time. Hey, you probably have other stuff you're shopping for. So you might be running your store, but you also want to be buying also. So any other feedback, Jay, you have about ending the sale?
No, we talked about like extending the code after you bring the banners down. So make sure the discount potentially still applies if people trickle in. And I think we kind of touched on it of how to deal with people who say, oh, hey, I saw you had a sale. Can I get the sale price? In our experience, like we decided to always say, yes, sure, here it is. It's a different discount code so we can track it. Usually it's a different discount. I think if it's within the sale period, we still send it. But we have another one that we kind of give people that gives them that price. And in our experience, it's not a ton of work. And it's not a ton of money. Like if we do 100 sales over a Black Friday weekend, I think we have maybe 5 max people. It's something like, it's like it's not more than like 5% of like the total sales are coming in, like trickling over the next few weeks. And it's usually good to just give it to if you price it for it. Or something else, that's a trick we have in general, is to have like a mini discount always available. Like you can always give 5 or 10% to everyone who asked for it. So you can say like, hey, we're not running a sale right now, but I can give you this. Or I can tell you we will be running a sale again on this date. So having something you could give them is really good. But if you can afford it and it's not going to break the bank, I don't think in general it's a problem that there's a massive amount of people asking. You can kind of just make someone's day and say, yeah, here's the price. Those people are usually super grateful. They kind of feel like,
wow, thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or ask them for something in return. Like, hey, like maybe you can give it a review, or maybe you can share the link, with your friends or in social media in a way. So, it's okay to ask for that. I think if you know that you're doing them a service by extending your sale for them. Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad we did that. I was going to put up the question slide, but I don't think anyone's actively watching right now. So we will facilitate questions through
questions in the comments
that come in later. Yeah, but I'll put up the Stay Connected slide. You might be watching on any of these platforms, but this is our way. We'll put some links down to things we've talked about, to the site-wide sales plugin. And so you can get more information about that if you're using Paid Memberships Pro, or if you're using Woocommerce to power your e-commerce site. That's it. We did it. We actually kept ourselves within the time frame that we
Good job, Kim.
anticipated, which is highly unlikely. So maybe we'll always do 8 p.m. webinars.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Bye.
Bye.